Okay, let's see what we can do today. So we're here with the Real Flight. Strap on for the ride. It's going to be a bumpy run. And which is really, really odd, is that the iPhone 5 SE has a very, very strange option here. I don't know. Look at this thing here. Look at this thing here. I don't even know how that happened. I just was mashing buttons by accident while I was just starting up the live stream, and it did what, I don't know. It's got so many different versions of me on there, which is probably the nightmare before Christmas or something. Or something. It's a scary thought that there would be that many of me. Anyway, we won't get into that because who knows what's going to happen after that. Oh man, so hope you guys had a really nice, calm night last night, and that woke up this morning with plenty of energy to get through your day. But first of all, let's figure out what the heck happened here. I really don't know. Is that the button that you press? Maybe that's the button that you press. Wow. That's even scarier. That's one big one. That's one big marker of views there. That's a scary thing to see. Scary thing to see. If you want to block it out, just anyway, so lots of fun stuff's been going on. I've been able to go to the lake today and the past week and fly drones over there. It was really, really fun. I had a great time. Finally, you know, like it'll take a few years, but eventually, if you keep sticking at it, and you have some lucky circumstances, because my circumstances were definitely lucky. I consider myself privileged to be able to do the things that I do, the way that I do them. So I was able to find the right investors and the right kind of people to help me out to bring you the content that I have right now. So that is absolutely crazy that I was able to accomplish that, especially after falling so low, right? There's going to be a point when you fall and you fall and you fall and you fall. And then if you're lucky, and not everybody gets to get back up again. Some of us don't. Some of us do. I was lucky enough to be able to get back up on my feet. Barely. Still limping along, but you know, it's still better than what some of other people, you know, have to go through. So there's always that silver lining. So anyway, let's get right into some flying, and then I'm going to talk about some of the cool things that I watched just the other night, because there's some new stuff. Of course, the algorithm did not pop it up, so I had to go manually input the names of the awesome channels, some of which you will see behind me, to find some of the information that I found. The YouTube algorithm does what it does, doesn't it? It favors some over others, and the others that don't get favored, well, they don't get a good time. They don't get that much of a good time. But anyway, so lots going on. As again, just like the other day, I was talking about the elephant in the room. So before I get into the elephant in the room, which is going to be a fun thing to talk about, maybe. Oh, we are not having a good time right now. There's issues with the remote. That was unintended, what you just saw me do there. And now it is struggling. I'm pressing the reset button. Okay, finally it did. I had to press it a few times. And we're having the same problem again with that. Throttle control is on, and we are not getting good stuff happening here. So I may have to just quit out for the safety of things. Go in here, press play. We won't worry about, well, what's that one doing over there? We won't worry about VR because we were not able to understand how it worked. So we were not able to start it yesterday. The joystick is not connected. Well, it is though. Watch. it's right here. It's right here. So it is connected. Let's try it again. Oh, disconnect it and reconnect it. There we go. The Microsoft machine of Doom has restarted, and hopefully we'll be able to fly now. Anyway, so yesterday I tried to. I was getting excited. I was like, "There's a coupon. There's a coupon for Horizon Hobby ornaments for the tree." So I thought, maybe we'll get that up and running. I will just go ahead and buy some because I was lucky enough that through CG Trader and PayPal, some money recently came in. Somebody was kind enough to buy one of my 3D models on CG Trader. I don't know. That's super rare, but it happened, and I'm extremely grateful. So thank you for doing that. So that gives me enough money. Whoa. Look at this. This is bad, guys. It's just not going. So what I'm going to have to do here, and I apologize for that, is do a restart. Let's see. Can we do a restart here? Let's see what the options are. Okay, today we do have restart options. Yesterday did not, so I'm going to have to do that real quick. We're going to lift the camera so you guys can enjoy some of those cool channels that I always talk about here while I do a quick restart of the computer of Doom here. It says, yeah, restart anyway. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on. I think it's probably trying to make me and force me to install Windows 11, and I just don't want it. So, just take no for an answer. We're going to have to get Barnacles. We have to get Barnacles back on the job here so that he can fix stuff like that Microsoft is not willing to fix. Anyway, back in the day, you could just, get rid of all that stuff and just not have to worry about it. But now we're just dealing with, please wait and install the update. Install the update. I don't want the update, but it's going to install the update. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. It wants to install the update. What does that mean for people who are at work? Well, some of us were trying to do a live stream, but the computer would just not do anything pretty much unless the thing resets and does its update. Is that okay? Do you think that's okay that Microsoft does that? I don't know. Maybe you have your special opinion and you disagree with me, but I personally believe that it is a tool for work, and this is my work. This is what I do. I take it seriously, although it's all about comedy. I still take it very seriously. I show up on time like a Mike Diamond plumber every morning. I go shoot videos. I come back here and I promote. I do my own commercials since none of them are currently running, or at least if they are, they're running against my will, but that's okay. And have nothing particular against YouTube or any other company running ads on the thing, so long as they're willing to share some of the profits, which they're not in my case. In most people's cases, they are, because they went beyond, above and beyond, and put their credit card information and all that stuff in there, but I just don't trust social media. And so, and I've been burned by social media and leaks and hacks and stuff, and people have gotten to my bank account many times in the past, so I use PayPal. I use PayPal for all my transactions. So anyway, that's my issue there. If YouTube at some point decides to use PayPal and is willing, or even send me a check in the mail, send me a check in the mail, I will take that. I will take that. Then that's fine. They can run their commercials on. They can run their commercials on the YouTube channel or whatever, on my videos. So it's not like, oh, how dare they run, commercials on my stuff, because they do need to pay the bills for the office space and all the computers and all the stuff that they run. So they do need to do that. So we can't be, you know, something is going to need to pay for the bills of YouTube and Google and all that stuff. So you can't really fault them for wanting to make a buck. But it'd also be nice if they shared some of that money with me. Some of it. I mean, I've been on here for more years than a lot of people who watch the videos that I make have lived on planet Earth. So I think that to some extent, at this point, YouTube and Google should appreciate me just a little tiny bit. I'm not saying a lot. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not bringing in the capital or anything like that. But something at all. A couple of cents, just a couple of cents. Even just send just send the first check with 1 cent. 1 cent. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not that picky about the amount at this point, but just send me something. Anyway, the cool thing about the internet is, or at least being on YouTube, is although they pretend not to know everything about you, they know everything about you. So they got my address. They know exactly which mailbox to send, or they've got my email, so they know exactly which email they could send me money through PayPal with, no problem. And I think it's pretty obvious because, you know, I've been around a long time, and it's pretty obvious. None of that stuff is hidden away. It's all there to be seen. So anyway, so look at that. Look at how much time we wasted there. What is it? 11 minutes into the live stream, be able to start flying, thanks to the Microsoft updating machine of death. So anyway, there we go. Hey, this is why we don't do all the editing and the cutting and all that stuff on the channel for this particular reason right here. So you guys can enjoy and understand what it's really about, what is real life going to be about. If you are going to do your own YouTube channel, you're going to work from home, you're going to do your own thing, well, you're going to have to deal with things such as this, and just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, because that's all you can do. I can't pick up the phone and call Microsoft and say, hey, you know, I paid for the computer, so technically I should be allowed to do whatever I want with updates. And if I want you to stop forcing me to update, that is something that I should be able to do. Just, you know, like when you used to buy those old machines, like the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, Game Gear, whatever. The software was all ready and set to go. And if that's all you wanted and you didn't want an upgrade, that's what you're going to have from now until the end of time. There's going to be no pushiness about, hey, you have to update again today, and again today, and again today, and the next day. So there we go. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. I'm sure other people will disagree, which is fine. That's the whole point, right? We can have sensible and polite conversations without getting into each other's. Oh, it's still doing it though. So I guess this is a problem with the game. It's a glitch with the game. It's just not running. So let's try Real Flight instead of Real Flight Evolution and see if that does anything different. Or maybe that's what I did right now and I don't even know about it. Don't even know about it. So are all the switches in the up position? I'll double check everything. The knob, all those things are pretty much 50%. Let's see if Real Flight itself is going to run okay, or if it's all like completely done, and we're not going to be able to fly at all today because Steam or something else happened and it is just not flyable. We'll see. We'll see. Well, look at this. Watch this. This is not going to do it. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. I was wrong. Oh, no, but I still don't have much control. So let's try that one more time. I am not getting the control that I was getting before. So I don't know if something updated. It is really, really funky right now. It's not. it's not flyable. Not flyable at all today. So something happened. While I was asleep, something happened. I don't know if there's a way to recalibrate. I disconnected and reconnected it. The computer itself is not that hot. So it's not a CPU issue. Look at this. It's all the way up. It's unflyable, guys. It is unflyable in any way. We could try a different level. Let's try that. Let's see if that has anything to do with it. Maybe I'm just on the wrong level. If I do this one, then it will be fine. Oh, look, there's a level. Oh, wait. There's more levels? Let's see. Anyway, let's try level 11 for the love of Pete. Trust me, the frustration. This is why this is a good game for people who get frustrated all the time. And it needs some anger management issues. I mean, I'm patient. But this takes a cake. Okay, this is kind of flyable. It's okay flyable. So it was just not having it on that particular one. Let's see if that's true. We should be able to, no problem, and get out of that. And let's see. I want this to be set up for performance and not beautiful graphics. I just really don't care about the graphics. If I cared about the, okay, it's having issues again. Let's see, simulation. If I cared about the graphics, I would be flying, or I would have purchased a $3,000 computer, but I don't have the money for that. But anyway, that's not something that I want to do regardless. So why is that none of the other controls are running right now? Failed, we get it, we failed. Okay, but usually you can press buttons here, and we're not getting that option at all. So what is this? This is new. This has never happened before, guys. Okay, maybe I had to close that out in order to do it. Okay, let's see. Settings. Wind, virtual reality, safety alerts, rewind, physics, multiplayer language, heads, graphics. Quality. Let's see. First of all, hardware. This is what it's running at. Vertical sync. 55 hertz is the best it gets. I think it's fine where it is. Full screen, no. HAL, I don't know what the HAL is. And I guess this has something to do with that. I don't know. Quality. Particles, yes. Scenery, objects, yes. Shadows enabled, sure. There's a bunch of stuff that is not. Particle quality will just go to low. There. Let's see what we got here. Texture quality, we're going to go to... It doesn't make much difference, so maybe we'll just go medium. Streamer quality. I don't know what streamer quality is, so I don't know. That was just annoying me bigly, if you will. Okay, so we're going to take those settings and we're going to say, okay, we're going to try this all over again. We're going to go back to the aircrafts, challenges. So, resume balloon burst. There we go. Resume balloon burst. Let's see if that makes any difference at all, because otherwise we're going to have issues. We're going to have some serious issues today. Friendlies of friends. We're going to have some serious issues. I'm not going to be able to do this thing for you guys. Oh, this is better. Better, but that was just my horrible flying. Can't knock it for for doing anything because it was just my terrible flying. So because of that, I caused the issue, and I'm not going to complain about something that was not caused by the video games. So we got to be real here. We got to be real here. If it's the video game causing the problem, then we've got to say it. If it's not, then got to blame it on the pilot and the piloting skills. So anyway, this is pretty cool. As you guys know, I love this thing. And okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, because the elephant in the room in this case is going to be, we got 5 out of 15, is going to be, you know, what people do, right? People always go pretty much against nature, right? Nature does one thing, human beings go against nature sometimes for the purposes of improving and being maybe better than nature. So in that case, that's a good thing. So what have people done? In some cases, they've wanted to recreate God because they couldn't figure out how to see God or whatever it is. So some people, the people who can see God or whatever, can connect with God, are just happy with that. And then there's the other people who want to create their own God so that they can be closer to God. So right, they used the internet and the machine to try to accomplish this goal. So which way is best? I couldn't tell you. I don't have a real opinion on what is best. You guys can form your own opinions on that. But the problem is, if you're going to try to reproduce God in reality with technology, then you need to understand that God is God, and God does not censor some voices over some other voices. So that's what's becoming one of the problems on the internet, right? And why so many people had the whole issues with freedom of speech, freedom of reach, and all that stuff. And it went on and on and on and on and on. So then the issue, of course, becomes, with freedom of speech comes great responsibility, just like Spider-Man, because if you do something and you're not aware of what you're doing, you could actually cause some damage. And once once freedom of speech goes out of control and somebody misinterprets it, it can go very, very bad for stuff. So of course you don't want it to do that. I'm going to try to fly this plane. I've never flown this plane before. Let's see if it's any good. Or wait, no, that's the Habu. The Habu is awesome. I actually really like this plane. I don't know how well I would be able to fly the real thing, but I think that it flies on rails, this thing. It's one of the first ones that I've tried on this simulator, and I found it to be really, really cool. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to the topic that I was talking about. So some people are trying to recreate God with machine. So anyway, what does that lead me to? To the elephant in the room, which is Elon Musk. Elon Musk recently purchased Twitter, so that makes him a dragon slayer, in the sense that he has now slayed the beast that everybody hated so much. And so now he is the knight in shining armor. And he's about to do a bunch of things with Twitter now that he can, because he has full control over what it can and can't do. Wow. What did I just do? I lost control. I was too deep in thought, and I lost control. So anyway, I watched a few of the awesome videos that Eli the Computer Guy did recently. And again, this is the cool thing about having discussions and stuff, and also having people that you care about online, and other YouTubers that are good. It's good to have fun conversations. It's good to do stuff, but it's also okay not to always agree with everything they say, right? So there's a lot of cool things that he said in his recent videos that I really agree with and that are really cool. And then there's one thing that I'm not really agreeing with so much. And so the thing that I don't agree with is about Twitter adding or basically asking users to pay for that famous verification check mark thing. Okay, I think I lost the bird again. I thought it was coming to me. Oh, no, I did not lose the bird. There it is. I thought it was coming to me, but I'm not sure that it was. Is it going right? Is it coming to me? I can't tell. It's too far away. Maybe that's just a hawk. I've lost it. Let's try this one more time. What I would like to do is, okay, let's pretend we're playing. Let's pretend we're playing a game that I really like. Let's pretend we're playing chess, or let's pretend we're playing pool. And the kind of game that I'm playing right now is I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do before I'm going to do it. So the idea is what I want to do is go out further and further enough, go out far enough so that I can gently come back and hopefully land on the runway. That is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so. Okay, awesome. So let's go back to what I was talking about before. Obviously, this is taking up, and planes usually take up more of my brain power than most other vehicles when I fly. For some reason, they're just a little bit more complicated to deal with than some of the other things, especially when I don't have control over the. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what's going on. This thing has safe on it. This thing has safe on it, so. Okay. I can't do loops and rolls and anything like that. I'm so used to doing loops and rolls now that Anyway, so let's talk about what I was talking about. So Twitter is going to become Twitter X or something. It's going to become the new rebranded version of Twitter. And it's going to be a little bit different. So checkmark verification and stuff like that is going to run a little bit differently than what it has been running in the past. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, it could be good because, again, some people think that verification is valuable. But again, is this going to be the ultimate thing? The ultimate thing, just like everything else, just like the Part 107 for flying and everything else. Is this going to turn Twitter into an elitist thing? Because then all the poor people who can't afford the $20 ticket price to become verified are going to say, you know what? There's other platforms that I can be on, and this is not that cool of a feature that I'm willing to pay for. You know, am I really willing to pay $20 to be verified on a platform? And especially if, let's say, you can't afford it. So, is it a good idea? It could be a good idea, but then if you want it to be a good idea, then you've got to figure out. There we go. It was a super bouncy, horrible landing, but I was able to do it. So that's good enough for me. And there we go. I had to sort of cut the throttle a little bit in order for it to be able to land, which was a little bit odd. A little bit odd. And this thing does not have reverse thrust, so it'll just keep going and going and going like Duracell or the Energizer Bunny. So anyway, yes. So in one regard, let's try to see if the things that I've just changed right now are going to help me with real flight evolution, or if those things are two separate things, and then whatever I've done to fix one program is not going to fix the other one. Let's see. Let's see what happens. This is real flight evolution. Real flight evolution. We'll see if that happens. So, sure. Okay, like if Elon Musk has to make a quick buck and has to make the platform live on, because someone has to pay for the office space, the servers, the people running the show, and make it so that there are tiers for that. And by tiers, I mean crying, because because there's going to be a lot of crying people who are going to be like, well, now I am not going to be able to be, heard or whatever because nobody cares about the accounts that don't have verification or whatever. Then there should be tiers. For instance, let's just make it like this. So, if you are below a certain amount of subscribers and you're not currently, making a whole lot of money, then maybe you can still be verified without, still be verified without paying the $20 or something like that. But of course, if you are a big player, like, if you're anybody with a whole bunch of money, right? Famous star like Joe Rogan or something, or Russell Brand, or I don't know, any like politician. If you're Bernie Sanders and you're on you're the president of the United States and you're on the platform, then yes, if you want to verify, then you got to pay the $20. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. It may not make sense to everybody, but I think that would make sense, right? Especially if you're using the platform specifically to sell something, whether it's your skills or your business or whatever it is. If you're selling yourself, I mean, if you're selling yourself big time, and then you're able to make a lot of money off of the platform later on, and if you live in America, your paycheck is visible to everybody. So there's no hiding your money in America. There is no hiding money in America. So people will know. People will know if you went out of your way or not to hide your money. And if you are very wealthy and you are on Twitter, then it makes sense for Elon Musk to ask for $20 off of you. If on the other hand, you are making absolutely no money, or you're just, some kid or whatever, then you still should be able to become verified, right? Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. But you know what? What would be even better would be if Twitter came out and did something that no other platform has done before. Oh, wait, I'm going to have ideas. And hey, Elon, come on, this is my idea. If you implement it, please give me, throw a couple of dimes my way. Throw a couple of dimes my way. I'm going to give you a $1 trillion idea. And if you disregard it, I think that there's a good chance that your new Twitter is going to fail. But if you do implement this kind of idea, I have a pretty good feeling that your new Twitter X, is going to be fantastic. So how about this? When you are on social media, usually there's two things that you care about. One, your privacy. Two, if you're a business or something like that, it's not so much about privacy, it's about your ability to reach as many people as possible, but not just as many people as possible who are willing to throw money your way, right? Because if you're like, let's say you're Coca-Cola. Let's say you're Coca-Cola and you're advertising on Twitter. Your goal is going to be to sell as much Coca-Cola as possible to as many people who want it, right? You don't want to be troubling the people who don't care about Coca-Cola and don't like Coca-Cola. To those people, you might just want to throw like a couple of commercials their way and see if they care about it enough to be willing to purchase it. But you don't want to be harassing them so much that, let's say that they really, really don't care for Coca-Cola, that you keep harassing them, because that is going to be worse for your business than it is. It's just like that cold calling advertiser that just won't stop calling your phone. Is that going to make you want to buy their product more or less? Less, right? You're just going to, oh, do you remember that guy that kept calling and he was trying to sell me the mattress and I really hated it, and it just kept going on and on and on and on. Everybody's had one of those kind of experiences at least once in their life, so they know that over advertising is also as annoying or possibly worse than under advertising and making sure that you get to the right people. So what do people really want in a platform If you're a business, what you want is leads. You want decent leads. People are willing to pay for leads. So give them leads. Give them an option for getting leads. And maybe there's a specific thing inside the account where you charge people $20 for leads. So you could do like a soft call kind of thing, and by showing images or videos or whatever on the platform in a way that is less invasive, so that people can still enjoy the platform as is. Do like a soft call, and then if people seem to really enjoy or care about it, then you can do a hard sale on them. Then they're willing to listen to you, and you will also be able to, actually get them to buy the products, right? So this is one idea. And then another idea is have different tiers, not different tiers, have different kinds of accounts. I used to play this really cool game back in the day. It was called Black or White, right? Black or White. So in that game, you could be either be good or you could be evil. I usually pick the one which was good, but I'm sure that a lot of people would enjoy the evil side of the game too. But anyway, I used to play as white in the game. Anyway, so what could Elon do? He could do the two things that people care about most recently on social media are freedom of speech and freedom of reach. So what you're going to do is you're going to do two different kinds of accounts. Well, it's really going to be three, but two are going to be the main ones. When you start up on the new Twitter X, you can either be a freedom of reach account or a freedom of speech account. You have to pick between the two. Now, if you want to be if you want a duo, then you have to pay $20. So then you really have a system that makes sense, because a lot of people want to have freedom of speech and freedom of reach together, but you're going to give them either or. And a lot of companies, they don't really care about freedom of speech, because freedom of speech doesn't get you anywhere when it comes to selling and sales. Freedom of speech doesn't get you anywhere. What you want is freedom of reach, to be able to reach as many people as possible who care about your products and just land it in their hands. That is what companies want. So there you go. There you go, guys. Today I'm Giovanni Giorgio. But everybody calls me Giorgio because they didn't particularly like Giovanni for some reason. I don't know. I had a good... my godfather's name is Giovanni Maria. Anyway, I don't know what happened to him. So anyway, this is what I think is the best course of action. But again, this is just me. Nobody really cares about my opinion. This would be something that would be really, really revolutionary if you think about it. What if you have two different accounts structures, and a lot of people don't care at all about freedom of reach, because they are only on Twitter because they want to talk to their friends, and so they want a whole lot of privacy on their account. Freedom of speech is what they want. They want to be able to talk to their friends and say whatever they want to their friends and not have anybody police what they say to their friends. So they're going to want freedom of speech all day long. But businesses, for instance, they don't really care about freedom of speech at all. They just want to be able to sell as much as they possibly want and can. A lot of people, let's say, I'm not going to say influencers. Influencers is a really bad word. It's a really bad word because it kind of implies that you're spreading the influenza to people. But anyway. But let's say you are a reviewer, for instance, or a content creator. Freedom of speech takes a back end in that particular case. So if you were on Twitter and you just wanted to get as many viewers as possible so that they could see the content that you make, or like you were producing company valuable stuff, like you're showing off a helicopter or a plane or a car or something, you want freedom of reach on your account. So that's what I would open on Twitter. For me, that's what would be valuable, because then I would be able to reach as many people as possible, and I would be able to sell stuff to them. That would be what I would be interested in. But again, a lot of people are in it for speaking. So like you could have a separate account on there for freedom of speech, where your only goal is, for instance, to just talk to your family and your friends. And so you have one account for one and one account for the other, which also is very intelligent, because you're going to have most of your freedom of speech stuff protected, at the very least, if you have a freedom of speech account. And for instance, you're not going to leave that open so that your employer can see what your freedom of speech thing you said on your Twitter account is, so they can't fire you from your job, right? But again, if you have a freedom of reach account, you're not going to say stuff about whether you're a person from the left or the right or whatever it is, or sideways that you particularly are into, right? So that makes sense to me. So if Elon Musk is listening and you decide to go this route, please send me a couple of dimes my way for giving you the best idea that you could possibly have. And then, of course, there's going to be some companies who are just going to want to have freedom of everything, freedom of speech, freedom of reach, the whole shebang. And to those people, you could charge them $20. And let me tell you, they will pay $20 to have both of those in there. They will. And most of those people are going to be those people are going to be like the politicians, or the 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 Joe Rogans of the world and stuff. They're going to pay. They're going to be happy to pay 20. Hell, you want to charge them. You want to charge them $400 for it. They will pay $400 to get a special account where they have freedom of reach and freedom of speech all in one package. But anyway, most people only want one or the other. Or if they want, they can open two accounts and have one for one activity and one for the other activity. So anyway, just putting it out there, that is better than doing the checkmark thing, because in the end, the checkmark thing could really backfire. I mean, it's fine for some situations, but it could really, in other situations, it could really backfire, and some people will be just hate on Twitter because I can't get verified. I can't afford to get verified. Whatever. I'm just not willing to pay $20 to be verified and get that check mark. Just a thought. Like, for instance, for me, like if Twitter becomes all about the $20 to get verified, I don't think that up. I mean, to be honest, I've forgotten about Twitter. The only reason why it's coming back is because I care about Elon Musk and some of the cool stuff that he does, and SpaceX and Tesla and stuff. And I've been a fan for a while. So for me, that's what this is about, talking about Twitter. I don't know if I will go back to Twitter. We'll have to see how well he manages it. I'm on Clubhouse. I don't really use it much, but I haven't deleted the app, although I don't really have much use for it because I can't really upload anything to it. And most of what I do is about the uploads. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from. But hey, if Elon had a freedom of reach account, then I would definitely go back to Twitter, because if you can reach more and more people, and your content can then start bringing in more investors, give you clout, and I could finally do something better. Like I could have like some sponsors, some further sponsors. Hey, you can never have enough sponsors. Let's face it. When it comes to business, you can never have enough sponsors. So I am happy with the sponsors that I have. That's great. But it would be even cooler if I could get some more, like who would send me like stuff like RC cars, boats, drones, whatever. Technology is all that I'm about. So there you have it. So if Elon was to do something like that, that would be awesome, and I would totally go for it. So there we go, guys. There we go. Those are my thoughts. Are they popular thoughts? Are they unpopular thoughts? We'll just have to see. But I failed the mission, so I don't know if this is beatable. These missions are pretty difficult. And the next mission, because I've already beaten it one time, is where you try to score goals with this thing. And I mean, the problem with this thing is it's so incredibly hard to get it off the ground, first of all. Then when you do get it off the ground, it is hard to control where it's going. Very twitchy. And then you also have to, you can't see the ball. And you've trained yourself to see the ball and attach it to the box. But now you have two screens, which is one for how close you're going to hit the ground and stuff. And then you have to look at the other one to see if you're positioned properly. So it is a bit of a nightmare. It's a bit of a nightmare, which is why I love piloting things, but I'm not sure that I would want to be an actual pilot behind a cockpit. I might like to fly a drone, like one of the drones that I've showed you in one of the videos a few days ago, where you have vision. It's basically like riding a bike, so there's no cockpit, and you just have motors that lift you off the ground. That's really cool. I would do that anytime. Today, if I got an email or somebody with one of those left a dropped a comment on YouTube or any of the social media and said, "Hey, you wanna fly? I've got one. You wanna try it out?" I'll be like, "Yes, let's do it now. Let's do it now." Same as I would definitely fly any of the other ones, especially like, although those might have a cockpit. I don't know, because you're kind of inside the bird, so I'm not sure if I would like that as much as being outside, because you could always jump off the vehicle. If anything goes wrong, you'd always jump off the vehicle. If you're inside a cockpit, you can't really jump off the vehicle, and then that requires a parachute and all kinds of stuff, especially if you're flying further off the ground. If I was going to fly a drone, just like when I usually fly drones, I don't like to be too far off the ground. I like to get high enough, but not too high that I can still jump off the thing and still survive. You might break a leg, you might something, but you could still live. You start flying 200, 300 feet off the ground, you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it. And if your drone falls from that high and you can't catch it in any way, it's not going to make it either, right? Something is going to break, unless it's an FPV drone, in which it could survive because it's got a really strong frame and stuff and replaceable parts, but nobody really likes to fly that high anyway with those things, because that's not what they're made for. But anyway, it feels like everybody wants to use things the way that they're not made to be used. So anyway, I've had about enough of this particular activity, because it is. Wait, can I not just leave? Restarting challenge. On this one, I press select. On some of the others, you put in press select and it just gets out. If you pause, you can pause, but you can't exit. I don't want. It's not letting me exit. You can press ESC on the thing. Yeah, the ESC does choose a challenge. You can press ESC on the keyboard. That'll do it. That'll do it for you. So let's see. Anyway, let's see. I think we talked about everything. Leads, business leads, and Twitter, freedom of speech account, and a separate freedom of reach account, and have people pay more for the dual account. Checkmark verification, we talked about that. And we talked about building God or finding God, different ways of living and doing stuff. Anyway, we haven't done a lot of racing, so we can do a little bit of racing today. Let's try and see if we can beat any of these levels. Let's try with starting level 5 and how we do with that. Anyway, So, hope everybody had an amazing Halloween. And let's see if we're gonna do some shabouncing today. Some shabouncing, and see if we can do anything at all. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Started off real fast. I went the wrong way again, didn't I? Yes, I did. I went the wrong way. That was my first shabounce. Second shabounce, lost control. Lost control. So anyway, this is one of the cool things about this video game is if you're having issues like I was having issues, you can just drop the quality of the effects, whatever, and you're back in business. I'm not sure what happened. The computer was fine for the past, I'm not sure how many lives. We were doing great. We were doing amazing at whatever was going on. But then I did an update and suddenly, not sure what happened, whether the graphics got better, the update did something, but then the Microsoft machine of death decided that now it was no longer willing to, Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I missed it this many times. And I'm going to miss it again, so I'm not even going to bother. Loop! Oh, no. Okay, let's try that again. I know that I can loop. I was just kidding. Loop. I lost it, though. What just happened? I swear I looped over it. Let's try this one more time. The controls. I need to get used to the controls. Ah, okay, I see. I was too close to the ground. Now I get it. I should be able to do it now. I should be able to do it. Let's go. There we go. No problem. Shabounce, shabounce. Oh, I should be able to do this. Come on. It's not that hard. You go up, you loop, and then you shabounce. And I've lost where I was going. Anybody's breakfast just flew out? Don't hit the ground. Let's turn. Let's give ourselves a chance to actually make this gate. Oh, never mind. We're not going to shabounce. I mean, we're not going to shaloop. We're not going to shaloop. We're just going to shabounce from now on. Oh, come on. I knew that was going to happen. What a sad occurrence. What a sad occurrence. How does Ledrib do this? How does Ledrib do this? Man. How does Ledrib, Cricket, Ledrib, Joshua Bardwell, how do they do this? How does Mr. Camps? How does Justin Davis, Mr. Camps, do this stuff? How does he do it so well? Okay, there we go. How does original Dobo do this stuff? I mean, no. No. I have not been able to do any of these things today. I'm not even going fast. Oh, too much. Shabounce didn't work. The shabounce back. He shabounced back. Oh, there goes a prop. This is why you need prop guards on these things. This is why you need prop guards on these. Is this going to fly? Oh, dang. One of the props definitely broke. They do the chicken dance. All you need is one prop to be slightly damaged when you don't have prop guards. And it does the chicken dance. You guys have seen it. I was flying my amazing, what do you call that thing? Mantis 85 from Happy Model. Love that thing. Love that thing. No. Come on. I had was that at least 3 gates? At least 3 gates in a row. That's better than before. They probably want to put some expo. They say expo sometimes helps with the excessive of the stick. You see that? And I'm gentle. I mean, maybe we could try pinching. Just pinching. Maybe pinching. do a thumb on one and pinch on the other. See if that does anything good. It's not. It's not. If you're not a pincher, pinching might not be the best for you. If you're not a pincher. Oh gosh. Well, maybe it does actually. It's slightly better. Can you do one pinch and one non-pinch? I don't know. I'm a Cancer sign. I should be able to do this. Snippity snip, snippity snip, claw to be claw. It's the claw. Ah, the claw. You get extra points if you can figure out which movie that came from. It's the claw. And if you can't, then you're not a proper Canadian. You're just not a proper Canadian if you can't tell me which movie that came from. Anyway, I'm going to get a lot of hate from the Canadians, but I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. If you don't know who that is, it's okay. We can still be friends, right? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I tell people all the time, why can't we be friends? And they're just like, no. Not with you. You're just to something. You got a certain quality of something. Hey, I beat the level. I beat the level. How did that happen? I beat the level. That was a fluke, of course. Oh, these are cool because they're larger. So when they're shabounce, they're... See, I've created a new sport. I'm getting pretty good at the shabouncing. The key here is you need to make sure that you don't destroy the brone. Don't destroy the brone. Don't destroy the brone. Brones don't like to be destroyed. So as I was saying before, the key to shabouncing is do not destroy, do not wreck the drone. You can get a shabounce and hopefully not wreck the prop, so long as you don't angle your shabounces. Your shabounces have to be perfectly level. If your shabounce is not level, you will hit a prop on the ground and you will probably not take off, or you will do the chicken dance and not take off. One of those things is very likely to happen. Wow. You know what they should do? They should call Joshua Bardwell and see if he's willing to allow them to make a video, not a video. Horizon Hobby should collaborate with Joshua Bardwell and see if they could put his house. It would be awesome. I personally don't want to go out and spend time fiddling with computer games and all that stuff. I really like this particular. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I can't even do this. Okay. I particularly like this simulator a lot. I really do. I think it's awesome. And because I think it's so awesome, I don't particularly want to go out and buy another one or test another one and do another one, especially if it requires a lot of installation and setup and whatever. So I'm happy with this. But what would be really cool is that one of those simulators has partnered with Joshua Bardwell, and they recreated his house, not the inside of the house. Okay, we want privacy. The exterior of his house, and they did a really cool job of that. And I would love to be able to fly that in here with the joystick that I'm used to, so I don't have to relearn how to joystick something else and stuff. So that would be a fun project. If Horizon Hobby is not going to do stuff for me, but they could do some fun stuff for other fun reviewers that I like, which I think they recently have a new deal with, what's his name? With Justin Davis from Drone Camps, Mr. Camps. Mr. Camps has recently received some fun stuff from Horizon Hobby. That's pretty cool. So they do cool things. Cool things have been happening in the background. I've been noticing the cool things that Horizon Hobby does. They're not going to do it for me, obviously, because I trashed one of their planes. The Horizon Hobby, what is that called? or Hobby Zone. Aero Scout Mini. I trashed that. I trashed it so bad. But I was right, though. I was just being me, telling the truth. It's some of us can't help being honest. It does not work well for us. The honesty does not work well for us. It bites us in the butt. But we just can't help it. It's just who we are. So take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. In most cases, they leave it. So anyway, I do have that Aero Scout. It is fantastic. The full-on Aero Scout. So many reviewers, including Captain Drone. Maybe there's been a recent deal with Captain Drone too. Horizon Hobby has sent him some cool things to review, and he did a great job of reviewing the Aero Scout. It was awesome. Unfortunately, my Aero Scout came in with either a faulty ESC, faulty battery, or faulty motor, something. I did the best that I could to try to bring it back to life. The control surfaces work great. The motor does not. Whatever the problem is, the professionals at Horizon Hobby could take a look at the video, figure out what that is, and feel free to send me anything. I will review it all day long, all night long. But it'd be nice if for once a ready-to-fly kit would actually be ready to fly. I only charged the battery one time. And then I was planning to fly the bird after doing what Brian Phillips RC gave me as a recommendation, which is get the simulator, man. It's a great idea. It's a great way to learn how to use the controller. It's a great way to understand how Horizon Hobby's planes function, because they're a little bit different from some of the other planes that people are used to flying. Horizon Hobby has their proprietary way of flying things. It is a little bit different than the drones that I was used to, than the planes that I was used to flying. So then there you go, right? There you go. So I followed the good advice of a good friend, and unfortunately, it's not because of that, because I'm really enjoying probably some of the best advice I ever got, which is get the simulator for this. So thoroughly enjoying this. Love the simulator. And Horizon Hobby people, Hobby Zone, and all those people have obviously seen my videos, because I was lucky enough and they sent me the Evolution package, which is basically for these tests and stuff. It is the updated version, and as you can see here, it is fantastic. They've even fixed some of the bugs that I've mentioned. Like, for instance, there was a bug with a missing plane for one of the grapple exercises. And so that was cool. That the new version has updates for that, where the plane does exist, so you can actually beat the level properly. And you're not stuck with just one plane. I did the best that I could. I even circled around the entire building to see if there was another plane. And I found another plane, but that plane does not count. And I don't think you can even lift it off the ground. It's been glued to the ground, because that's not the plane you're supposed to be using to do the exercise. I put in a lot of time. So I'm hoping that Horizon Hobby obviously has my address. They know that I've purchased the Aero Scout full on. They know that I've bought 2 other planes from them. So that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money to spend on the hobby and on there for somebody who doesn't have access to a lot of money. Again, all the money that comes, that you guys, all the stuff that you see on the channel is done from silent partners and and people who are just willing to throw a bunch of money at me and stuff. And again, I don't get to spend that money on anything other than what you see on the channel. So they would like to see me fly the Aero Scout, but I'm not willing to just cut the leads, revamp it, change it out, and do all kinds of stuff. I'm really not willing to do that. I would like to to see Horizon Hobby do me a solid for once and do something about it themselves. Either send me, I mean, they're the experts. They can watch the video and everything. They should be able to tell whether I have an ESC problem that needs replacing, whether it's a battery problem that needs replacing, or it's the motor that's broken. They should be able to tell. And then they should be able to send me what is appropriate to fix it. I'm happy to fix it. I'm Mr. Fix-It. I fix everything, including bathrooms, toilets. You need somebody to come in and fix your drain, snake your drain, fix your home plumbing. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, probably at a savings compared to any other plumber. This is a funny. Have you heard the latest and greatest Mike Diamond commercials? It's hilarious. They probably heard this. Somebody probably told them that I am the latest and greatest smell good plumber. So they've changed their commercial. It's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I will show up on time. I will smell good. I will either be wearing wet dog or burnt hair. And I will change out your toilets or the leads for the toilet or whatever is broken in your toilet. I can do the whole thing, just replace the whole thing if needed. At a savings, just like Mike Diamond. Just like Mike Diamond. But Mike Diamond might call me Bubba, so you never know. You never know. I might be the next Bubba. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty hilarious. I love this. I'm getting used to. I am overshooting by a mile. Okay, this is not how the real drone racers fly, guys. They will take the tight turns. You will vomit. Whoa! I thought it was done. How many more gates did I need? So you will vomit your breakfast if you try to watch. If you're gonna watch a real pilot, like a real drone pilot, do not watch their feed. Just don't watch their feed because you will vomit. I mean, I can watch their feed, no problem. I'm okay with the old headsets. The old headsets didn't have the best refresh rate, and it made most people vomit in VR and AR. I can deal with that. I can also play this cool game in there, and I'm planning to show you guys at some point. I will do a recording where I play this really cool game where you can go to, not really the moon, but you can get into a spacecraft. It's a little bit like SpaceX. It's like a module in the sky. It's like a little house in the sky. You can go in there. You could even move one of those electric or manipulate one of those arms that allows you to dock a module onto a spacecraft. So anyway, it is pretty cool, or a space base. Maybe that's more accurate. I don't know the real terminology. I'm not a rocket scientist. I would love to be a rocket scientist, but I'm not. I can't do the math. So anyway, I could probably pilot the ship commando without the use of all the when you watch those movies like Lost in Space and a bunch of those things, I'm the kind of pilot that you put behind the wheel that doesn't need all the fancy obstacle avoidance and all that stuff. You put me in those situations, I will try it. I will try it in the simulator first, like a million times, just like the guy did, until I get it. I won't just go and try it. But I'm the kind of guy who will just do that. But those are the kind of people who die young. So anyway, don't be the hero. Don't be the hero. The hero usually ends up dead early on. If there's anything that you're going to learn from Hollywood Disney magics, and it's that the hero takes chances and usually ends up shot or dies. Recently, there's another fun movie. What was it? Moon something. Moon. I don't know. It was awesome. It was about what what's inside the moon, because whatever the theory was, that inside the moon is hollow and there are amazing galactic things in there that would make your dreams go wild. So anyway, oh man, 70 minutes. Have I been talking for 70 minutes straight? I don't think I've ever spoken to a person for 70 minutes. It would be too exhausting. It would be too exhausting. But I can talk to a camera all day long, apparently. I don't know. I could test my limits, but maybe that would be bad, because soon I should have lunch, and it's getting wild, guys. I should also try to do some push-ups and go for a run, because I'm trying to lose weight. But it's a problem, right? That's why I could never do the keto diet. I could never, ever do the keto diet. The vegan diet is fine because you can still eat all kinds of amazing things like pizza, cupcakes, muffins, brownies, cookies. You can still have all of that good stuff if you turn vegan. So it's really not that prohibitive. You know what is prohibitive? The keto diet. The keto diet, because you can't even have fruits. Can you imagine living without fruit? I mean, first of all, you might get vitaminosis, right? So if you're gonna go on a keto diet, you probably should take some vitamins to make sure that you don't end up with a condition called vitaminosis, which is pretty bad. And yeah, I don't know for sure all the things about it. I'm not a doctor, but you could Google it or Siri it or Hey Alexa it and find out about it. If you go enough years without vitamins, and you can't, a lot of those come from fruit. Some bad things could happen. So it's worth a shot. It's worth to know that you probably should check with your doctor first before you go on to any diet, and make sure that you have everything that you need to succeed in life, especially if you're an RC sailor and you have the need for speed. Because this, I'm not sure if you guys know, but this is Speed Week, I think, because one of our favorite sailors has a need for speed, which is really cool. Hey, that was a pretty good plug. Don't say that I don't run any commercials on my channel. I do. I just don't like the ones where they scam you, right? The ones where they scam you. And they say you're going to get an amazing, possibly like $500 plane, but instead what you get is a thing from the Puzzle Zoo, a metal plane from the Puzzle Zoo that you need to assemble, which, okay, it wasn't bad. I had fun making it. I built two of them because I got scammed twice. Anyway, so yeah, so it was fun, but I just don't want to run scams on my YouTube channel. It's really about principle more than anything else. If you're going to run a Coca-Cola commercial, you're going to run a Toyota commercial, I would still prefer if YouTube was kind enough to send me a paycheck for that, because I'm running a channel, I'm doing stuff which does have certain amount of value. Apparently there's enough people who send me money to run this thing. I don't get money from anyone else other than side hustles. So if people are willing to put money into this, it's worth something. Maybe not a lot. Definitely not Joe Rogan level. Not even close. Not even Eli the Computer Guy level. But it's worth something. And something is worth paying for. So I feel like YouTube has been cheating me a little bit on that, and they don't really have a good excuse, because they know my email for PayPal, no problem. They have access to my home address, so they could send me a check anytime now. Okay, YouTube algorithm, anytime. You could use one of your Terminators with a body to just write me a check, and it will be great. Trust me. Arnold Schwarzenegger will totally be on board. It's okay. You can do it. So anyway, I'm going to try to beat this level if we can. And then after that, I'm going to call it quits because I am starving. And even fat vegans that get reminded in the comments about how fat they are, need to eat. Because let me tell you something. You can go without food for a certain amount of time, but eventually you could fall asleep at the wheel. So you don't want me to fall asleep at the wheel, do you? Or maybe that's your plan. Your plan is so that I fall asleep at the wheel and die, and then I won't be able to run the channel anymore, and you'll be happy. But then you can't come over here and hate watch binge. You won't be able to come over here and hate binge watch all my content. Well, you can still watch the old content, but you won't have any new content to watch, and then you'll be sad in your own special little way. Yeah, buddy. I'm really enjoying this. It takes a really, really, really long time for a microscopic brain to be able to get into the groove. So that you can do this. But once you get it, and again, this is not really getting it. This is not how the real pilots fly. They don't fly like this, because if they did, they would be laughed out of the room or they would lose all their races. But I like to fly like this because it's fun. I can sort of aim and bounce from if I need to. And for some, in some cases, I can get enough gates to pass the level. So, and also don't need to, because there's gonna be people watching this who do experience motion sickness, and I don't particularly want them. I want this channel to be as inclusive to as many people as possible. Like male, female, and non-binary. Everybody should be able to come watch my videos. People who like swearing and people who don't like swearing should be able to enjoy this channel. I want to try to bring as many people as I possibly can to this channel, and this is why I make the content that I make, the way that I make it. To try to bring as many people together rather than... Because there's enough things out there that are pushing people apart. So why? We don't need any more. Hey, look, I made it. So the way that I cater my videos is to try to make them as easy, breezy, and as inclusive as possible. And maybe at some point, I may even be awarded the Belinda Award. I don't particularly care about the Oscars. Those are for those are for people like Chris Rock. He loves his Oscars so much. I don't think that Will Smith loves Oscars as much as Chris Rock does. But anyway, I'm not sure if Chris Rock won any, so don't quote me on any of that stuff. I just say stuff that comes out of my mouth, and sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's ridiculous, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense at all. So please make sure to fact check everything that I say, because you might have a bad day otherwise. In case I did say something ridiculous, I don't want you to get in trouble. That's why I always tell people, and it's true, whoever is watching, especially if I'm building things and doing things with electronics, for the love of Pete, please don't just copy what I do. Do not copy what I do. And there was a very nice subscriber who pretends to be a hater, but she's really, really nice. And she made sure to write that on pretty much all the videos that I have. She spent time out of her day to go and report on all the content and remind me as well, because sometimes I forget to tell people, do not copy anything that I do. It is dangerous, and if you get hurt, I am not liable or responsible for any crazy thing that you might do because you thought that it would be cool to copy me. Do not copy me. Just because I can do things that I do doesn't mean you can, and if you screw it up, I don't want to be responsible for anything that you will do, and it will make me very, very sad if you do something that I did and you get hurt. That would be the worst thing ever. strong believer in karma and what it does. So I do not want any of that to ever happen to anybody. Just putting it out there so you know. That is not why I make videos. That is not why. There's a lot of people who do make videos just for that, and they crash their planes on purpose. Like real planes. I'm not talking RC planes. They crash real planes into the canyon, and they get a lot of money for it. You know how much money I got for doing the things that I do, which are designed to hopefully, you know, de-escalate anger and stuff like that. How much money I get? I get zero money. And any money that I get from third parties goes straight back into the channel. I don't go out and buy myself beer. I don't go out myself and buy myself a new house, anything. So that's how I run my channel. And I've been running it for a very long time. Very long time. We could be going 16 years soon. Again, I can't prove that I've been on for 16 years, sadly, because I deleted my very first account. I deleted it. I was there at the inception of all this YouTubery. Just like Eli the computer guy, I was here. We were both here. At the beginning of all this stuff, we still know things like ICQ and Yahoo Messenger that nobody else knows about because they're too young and they've never heard about it. Or they might have heard about it here on this channel. But they've never had a chance to try it. It had one of the coolest things that it had is if you wanted to send a picture or a video to a friend and something went wrong, it would resume the upload to your friend as if nothing had happened. So let's say your computer suddenly shut off and you came back the next day and you realized that because you woke up in the morning, you're checking your things and you're like, oh no, that video that I was sending off to my friend hasn't arrived because the computer power system or whatever, the electricity is not running anymore. Well, it was smart enough to remember where it had left off and continue the upload from where it had left off, whatever percentage it was. Now, I don't see any platform currently that has that option right now. So it's an option that has been, excuse my burp. Sorry, this is one of the problems with talking for hours and hours and hours, and also with live streaming. You can't just cut. You can't cut that out. You can't cut that out of the video. I did burp. I'm sorry, and I have to apologize for my horrible manners. And if I was in the Raz and I did something else, then Ken would have something. My friend Kenshiro would have something to say about that, because you're not allowed to do something. And if you haven't figured out what that is, you should go check out Ken Heron's fun channel. You'll figure it out. Now, I do believe there should be a cool live stream today. And remember to check it out live, because in case something goes wrong, it'll only be live if something goes wrong. So you got to watch it live. It is Original Dobo. And he recently put out a really fun video. I think he was showing off an Autel, and it was awesome. I love that video. I love a lot of his videos that he makes. So if you haven't seen that, you should go check it out. It's about the latest and greatest Autel. I would love to fly one of those drones, but I do agree that there was something wrong with the saturation and the amount of cyan that was in it. No, not cyanide. Nothing bad. It's just a color. It's a color. It's a real color. It's a kind of color that is blue. Blue, like the color of Pepito's eyes. Anyway, Pepito. Anyway, let's. I think that's it, guys. I have been talking for too long. 84 minutes. Oh my God, 84 minutes. We've got to stop. I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream event. I hope Elon Musk decides to understand that what I'm trying to say with his Twitter thing is probably going to be for the best. For the best, just in case. I'm going to reiterate it here, just in case. So, Mr. Musk, been a fan for a long time, but if you decide to start charging people for to become verified, that little check mark, $20, you got to have tiers. You got to have tiers because you will have tiers if you don't have tiers. Because the poll people are gonna get upset and cringe. Anyway, the best solution would be to have two different accounts: one for freedom of reach and one from freedom of speech. And then, if you want to charge more, you have one special account where you have dual account. You get freedom of reach and freedom of speech together. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Ridiculous thoughts, of course. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know? I just want to bring people together and hopefully not make him fail. I mean, let's face it, Clubhouse, not the best. It just did not go as far as it could have gone. And so that's why he bought Twitter, because he wants to learn from Twitter to make it better. So, but if he makes some strange, I wouldn't go as far as saying questionable mistakes, then his platform will tank, and we don't want that. We don't want it to tank. So anyway, before we leave, we're gonna say hello and thank you once more to none other than Horizon Hobby. I should probably do this. I haven't done this yet. Just for registering your new products, hobby brand products, you get one of these things. I need to do that because I really want whatever is being given out here. So I'm gonna go and register on horizonhobby.com today, because I'm not going to be able to buy the ornaments that I wanted anyway. I've got my last 20 in my PayPal account, and because of how expensive shipping and all that, I don't think the coupon worked, to be honest, because they said something about a coupon, but I went in and it is at full price at $20. I was planning to get either that amazing bird that you see over there, the Draco. It is super cool. I've seen a couple of people that I enjoy. I think Brian Phillips RC definitely had one on there, which is worth going to check out. Go watch him fly the Draco. It is amazing. But anyway, hopes and dreams. So most of mine get crushed pretty fast. But anyway, I can't complain. There are people that are far worse off than I am, so we'll just leave it at that, guys. We'll just leave it at that. We will say one more quick thank you to everybody out there. And don't forget to love your squirrels, because some squirrels, we recently discovered, flying squirrels don't do a whole lot of damage if they enter your home. But the regular squirrels, the ones that don't fly, apparently, man, they can do a lot of damage. And yeah. So anyway, if you don't know about that, you should go check out Eli the Computer Guy. He will tell you all about squirrels. He is the man. Not that kind of man. The good kind of man. Not like the man, like, the man in Louis Litt. Louis Litt will tell you he's the man. That kind of man. The man who gets it done. Anyway, that's the kind of man. Not stick it to the man, not that kind of man. Anyway, so let's do a quick goodbye to all the awesome people who are worth taking a look at. If you haven't subscribed to all these awesome channels that you see right here, what are you waiting for? And they tell me that I don't run commercials on my videos. It's just that I don't like to run scams on my videos. I just don't like it. So when you try to sell a drone that is nothing and that produces nothing like the Inspire quality or the Avada quality or the DJI or Autel top level quality, and you sell it for $100 and you scam people, I don't want that stuff playing on my videos. I just don't want it. So anyway, I know it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but that's just how I feel, and you can't tell me how to feel. And sometimes guys like compliments too. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. It was a pleasure having you, and I will see you as one does. Now, just because we're here, we're going to do this last plug. Oh no, oh no. I covered up the sensor. That's what it was. You cover up the sensor. You censor yourself by covering up the sensor. There we go. 90 minutes. Oh, 90 minutes. It's going to be, it's the most I've talked ever in my life. I'll see you guys. Take care.